Hello, gentle viewers. This is Zap Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 23 with the Colorado Rockies. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the 2005 season. Very exciting. You may notice that my voice sounds a little bit different. I'm experimenting with a new microphone. I'm noticing with Xbox Game Bar doing the recording for me that there's this odd pop whenever my desktop mic turns on, which I've never done any other application, because everything else Xbox Game Bar does is so wonderful. I'm not going to complain about that. But I do want you guys to let me know in the comments if this voice, if this volume, tone, etc. is better, worse, or about the same. And that will help influence where we go from there. So, in today's episode, we are coming off a disappointing end of the season in one sense, because we got bounced in the division series. But on the other hand, this is a pitching staff that really underachieved, and that is something that we can build on. We can try to improve the rotation and see if we can make our next season even better. We also lost Derek Lee for the entire playoffs, which is not a great look. Not having Derek Lee really hurt us, because we really needed him, and he was unfortunately got that concussion. I still believe right now that if Derek Lee had been healthy, instead of trying to play Carlos Lugo at first base, we play Derek Lee there, and we probably at least get through to the next round. Anyway, let us dive in with some important decision making. We got a whole bunch of options for new coaches that need to be hired in. So let's start improving our coaching tree. Right now, our staff cohesion is content. We could really use somebody either temperamental or personable. No, we do have Ed Armbrister, and he's a reasonably good coach. I kind of like the idea of promoting from within. You know, that's always been my thing. Let's go ahead and promote him to first base coach. Alright, so Rudy May is an okay coach. I'm not convinced he's anything special, but he has won Manager of the Year before. So I think Rudy May has earned a promotion. I think he's earned the right to try to be our new guy in AAA. Mike Paul is fine as a pitching coach. Is there anybody... Okay, you actually suck. You suck. Oh dear. Mark McLemore is meh. I mean, Zane Smith is more of a manager, so let's go ahead and promote him. You're going to be my new manager in AA. Manager. And Mr. Jim Spencer is, again, more of a manager than he is a hitting coach. I'm going to make you the manager of the Class A Austin Oil Kings. Let's start hiring coaches to fill out the rest of the staff now. One of the advantages of this headset, by the way, is I can very quickly and effectively reach the mute button, which is very helpful. I mean, I don't love a coach like Washburn because of this, but if I'm going to have him working on AAA, development is more important than mechanics, because they are who they're going to be by the time they're AAA. I think this is fair. I think this is an okay decision. We need a AAA hitting coach. Let's go ahead and get Kevin Collins, if he'll take the job. We get John Matlack in AA as our hitting coach. Let's get Satoru Komayama, if he is willing to join us in Rookie League. You know, if I was thinking more clearly, I probably actually should have picked the other guy for that, because I want someone who's really good mechanically. But here we are. I'll take this gentleman. This fine feathered friend. Salary arbitration. Okay, this is already taken care of. We're gonna let most of these guys walk. Cool. Alright. Let's go ahead and advance time a little bit and see how our coaching search goes. Pat Rapp is a whiny little bitch. That's fine. Alright, Kevin Collins says he's got a better offer. So what this tells me right now is that the reason he is not willing to sign is because he's probably getting a major league job. I will try offering Mr. Kevin Collins a bit more money. Let's try offering him 300 grand. Nope, you're not getting me again. Okay. I remember when that eagle-eyed viewer spotted that one time I'd offered like a rookie league coach $2 million, and how that really caused some issues, and I felt really stupid. Which I should have, because that was a pretty dumb thing to do. That was a pretty dumb thing to do. A personal message, oh my. Yeah, very clearly it's not about the money for you. For you, it is about the money, because it's not immediately taking me to the, do you want to replace a major league coach? Come on, Mr. Komayama, please. I want you to be a Rockies coach, but no. I actually want to get paid. Meh. That's fine. Let's offer Larry Cox a hitting coach job, not pitching coach. And let's go down to... Oh no, I've already tried Kevin Collins. He's already told me to get fucked, hasn't he? We could try Bill Madlock. I don't think we'll be successful, but we can give it a shot. Yep, you're wanting to get hired by a major league team. As is Cox. Okay, Washburn will do it for more money. Then, here we go, 200 grand. Use it in good health. Okay, we got some signings here. I will give you an extension if you want it. I'm reasonably happy with your talents, but I could also see you wanting to run your own team. Oh, he does just want an extension. Well then. Because my friend, what you don't know is that I'm going to be retiring as Rockies manager in just a few years, so you can continue to learn from me, and that'll make you that much better. We still don't have a double-A hitting coach yet. Let's take Jim Gantner, because I want the slightly better mechanics. Please. I guess I'll go for Jerry here. Like, he's not an amazing coach, but we're running out of the really good ones. And a lot of them just don't want to sign for a minor league team, which is fair, right? That's completely fair. We'll get Ozzie Guillen. Really? I'll give you 60 grand, but I'm not gonna break the bank for you, Ozzie Guillen. You weren't even a very good hitter in real life, so... Could you fuckers just sign the contract I put in front of you instead of constantly holding me up for more money? Like, I know it works, so I don't blame you for it. But you're annoying me. And I'd like you to stop, please. Well, that's 2 more contracts signed. No gold gloves for the Rockies this year. Really? Andrew Jones doesn't get a gold glove? My dude had 11 zone rating. Like, who actually got the gold glove? Ruben Rivera. Really? He was exactly the same as Andrew Jones, and you're gonna hand it to some... Oh my god. You know what? That's fine. You only make us want to play better when you snub us. Fernando Cabrera ended up being reliever of the year. I mean, he got a 1 ERA in Colorado. That's MVP right there. I think he should just been the MVP. No Silver Sluggers? How curious. Like Ramon Hernandez? Or Andrew Jones didn't deserve it? Who got Silver Sluggers? Okay, Mike Piazza, fair. I think Andrew Jones is comparable to Reggie Sanders. Hmm. Damn, look at this offense for the Marlins. That's pretty terrifying. I can't compete with that. David Wright got Rookie of the Year. That seems pretty reasonable given what he was able to accomplish. Take me back to my email box. And we'll just sim through the rest of award season, because I don't think we're going to get anybody else. I'd be pretty shocked if we did. Arbitrations. We need pitching badly. Very badly. That is a thing that we need. Okay, arbitration hearings already dealt with. Let's go to Hall of Fame voting. Oh, I was going to possibly trade Ramon Hernandez, and I forgot about it. I can still trade him now. There's nothing stopping me. Okay. Let's chat about what to do with Ramon Hernandez. Ramon Hernandez is a fine Major League Baseball player. He's actually really great offensively for a catcher, but he's not amazing defensively. And while I don't mind a catcher, say, having a rag arm but blocking the plate and framing really well, the fact is he doesn't do that. So if we were to trade, say, Mr. Ramon Hernandez, who would be our catcher? Javier Cardona's even worse than him. You just suck. I only have one catcher anyway. I'm going to need to actually get at least one catcher in free agency this year, or in the draft, so. I do agree that Ramon Hernandez is somebody we could probably trade. I think we need something to trade before we make that call. Let's go to free agency filings and see who might be available. We currently have about $8 million for free agents, or $21 million to keep the people we've already got. And that ain't nothing. It's not a bad year to need a catcher. Oh man, if we could come up with Alex Rodriguez, I'd be pretty jazzed, but I know we can't. That's not an option for us, and that's fine. Mike Piazza's even worse defensively. As much as I like Mickey Pizza, I don't think that's a good use of our time. I do see you, Mike Messina. I do see you. If I go out for a premium free agent, I could only get one. That's the thing I need to consider here. Whereas if I'm a bit more clever, I can probably get good deals if I pick something that isn't quite as desperately needed. Alright, so let's start by looking at catchers. And right now I'm looking just for a backup catcher. So saving money here is premium. Okay, Jason Kendall, you know what? You're in. Jason Kendall's exactly what I look for in a backup catcher. Really solid defensively. And that's amazing. You're an interesting guy, Estalea. You're really good defensively. You've got big time power and pretty good discipline. That's going to play extremely well in Colorado. And you're a much better defensive catcher than what's his face is. So I think a guy like a Bobby Estalea, I know he's like maybe not as fancy as AJ Pierzynski. Oh, but AJ Pierzynski, a good teammate, snort. That's not what I've heard about AJ Pierzynski. Um, hmm. Pierzynski's value primarily comes from his batting average. And while he'll hit for more power in Coors, no, actually I think Estalea is a better fit. He's also a lot cheaper. Let's offer you a contract. I'm not giving you a no trade clause, but I will give you the rest of this if you want it. If he signs, I will trade Ramon Hernandez, because I feel pretty good about Kendall and Estalea as our catching core. How many starting pitchers do I in fact require? Ideally two, but I would settle for one. So what do we got here for starting pitching? I could get Matt Morris if I had the money, which I don't. Wow, Tim Hudson doesn't like to throw strikes, does he? That's not a great look for a pitcher that we probably need to be an important contributor. I think Matt Morris actually fits really well with this team, but I can't do that until I clear up some payroll. Who is really expensive right now? Oh man, I've got some big contracts I'm gonna have to hand out. Like for Raul Mondesi. How much does Mondesi want? Do I want to know? I guess I don't. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that's all that is. I don't know if I'm going to bring Mondesi back. That's going to be an interesting conversation to have at the end of next season. But I don't know that I'm convinced that he's a good fit. Yeah, I don't really want to sign any of my pending free agents just yet. I want to think about it before I do. Man, did I get suckered into overpaying for David Bell? I can't really replace him, but that one kind of stings a bit. That kind of stings a bit. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to trade anybody and make a significant amount of money. I don't think. I could trade Isringhausen, but I don't think that helps as much as I would like. Yeah, it's a really curious situation because I don't have a lot of players that make money, and the ones that do make a lot of money, I have no intention of trading. I would like to keep both Derek Lee and Andrew Jones and Carlos Guillen. I could trade Ramon Hernandez, but I can't commit to trading him until I know I have a better catching situation before that. Oh, you would give me Wilson Betemit. He's an okay hitter who somewhat plays first base. I mean, I don't hate this deal, but I am not eating most of his salary. You can pay all of his salary or you can get nothing. Oh, they literally can't afford it. Then I will just continue then. I'm just going to flip Jason Isringhausen. He's clearly in demand, and I can probably get something intriguing if I'm willing to get creative. I don't need a center fielder, but thanks for the offer, my guy. Okay, what if I don't do that and I just say, what about prospects? Like, let me be perfectly clear. This is about clearing payroll. More than it's about getting some sort of amazing contributor. You know what? I like the cut of your jib, Travis Dawkins. You're in. You are in like Flint. Estalella and Kendall both seem pretty jazzed to be Colorado Rockies. I mean, who wouldn't? Matt Morris, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I'm going to need you to hang out and wait until I can clear some payroll. Well, I guess I could just try to draft an excellent starting pitcher if there is one. I'm noticing a whole lot of position players here, though. I should have an okay-ish pick. Oh, I'm picking 24th. Disgusting. All players. Is there a chance that any of these starting pitchers fall to me? I don't think so. This seems like a very pitching-heavy draft, which is great. So I guess someone desperately needs a particular position. There's a chance. Wouldn't Adam Wainwright be a great fit? Maybe there are enough interesting pitchers here that there'll at least be one for me. We'll have to see. Alright, we can have Edinson Volquez or Sean Markham. Volquez is fine. I think he's got some decent potential. I don't like his weak control, though. Like, I can maybe accept the fact that the movement is going to take some time to develop. That's fine. I don't like pitchers that don't have very much control. So Sean Markham appears to be a better fit from that perspective. He's going to give up homers. Who doesn't give up homers in Colorado? But he's got a really good mix of pitches. That said, there's the fact that there is legitimate, really great talent up. Hi, Ronnie Paulino. Goodbye, Ronnie Paulino. If we're wanting to eventually replace Raul Mondesi, a guy like a Matt Merton might be pretty handy. But I also don't need that right now. I don't need that right now. Is there any starter that I'd want to replace other than Hernandez? I wouldn't mind a better first baseman or a better second baseman. A first baseman in case Derek Lee gets hurt again, or a second baseman. Mark Teahen is a pretty interesting guy offensively. I could certainly see him being successful. But I could just play Ronnie Paulino at first base, but the question is why? Why do I want somebody who can only hit for average and nothing else? There's a lot to like about Matt Merton. The real advantage of Matt Merton is if I do end up having to trade or just let Raul Mondesi walk, that I've got a ready-made replacement. I don't think it's a good use of my pick, though, especially when I desperately need pitching. If I'm going to go for a hitter, it's got to be somebody that can play right now. Melky Cabrera. Again, I'm not saying I wouldn't like Melky Cabrera, but I am saying that it doesn't fill the immediate need. Mike Jacobs? Interesting. I'd love a chance of Mike Jacobs if he falls to the second round. I don't think he will, but that would be a really good pick if we could. Let's go for Markham. And let's see who's available now. I could get a second starting pitcher, which I think I'm going to have to. I think that's a no for Scott Olson. If both his control and his movement are sus, I can't deal with that. Zach Duke, on the other hand, is not a starter. He doesn't have enough stamina for that. You would be such a weird pitcher in Colorado that I'm kind of intrigued. You know what? For a second round pick, it's worth the chance. I don't really need even more relief pitchers. I feel pretty strongly that the relief pitchers I have now are fine. Let's look at all of the batters. So with Jason Repko, no. This is actually an easier way to do this. I'll take Jason Repko. Let's look for... I should have a lot of relievers to choose from. And Tony Blanco. I like McKay McBride. I think there's some possibilities here. So yes, we will select McKay McBride. And then we can get a guy like Ambiorix Burgos, you just do it. That's how baseball works, right? And I'm just gonna let my scouting director pick the rest of the draft. It's kind of an underwhelming draft class, isn't it? It's not a terrible one, and we got two people who could potentially be contributors at the big league level right now between Wong and Markham. I hope that's not what I end up doing, but if I do have to do that, that's fine. I can live with that. I think Carlos Lugo has to go, and I think Jason Repko has a relatively okay chance of taking that. But we'll see, though. I also hope to be active in the Rule 5 draft. Hopefully I can grab an intriguing player or two there. And none of these free agents are signing, which I find incredibly frustrating. Get off your asses, guys, and do the thing. Sign with me for $1 a year for 10 million years. That's all I'm asking for. I think that's reasonable, don't you? Okay, it's probably not that reasonable, but that's fine. What a weird skill set you have, Angelo Polanco. That's a big no for me, dog. Brent Abernathy is fine. Hiram Bocachico is fine. I mean, Danny Garcia is a really good defensive outfielder, and I kind of like that. And he's got enough pop that he could be an interesting piece. So I think I will go ahead and pick Danny Garcia. There's nobody else I want. I got what I wanted. I'm going to go ahead right now and trade Carlos Lugo while he still has some value. I don't want to designate for some. I want to trade him. All I'm looking for is the best player in Major League history. No, I can get Ronald Schaefer. Wow. Alright, we got Estalella and we got Kendall, which is very, very important to me. Because now I can trade Ramon Hernandez. And hopefully I should get a lot of interesting offers. Junior Spivey is not a good enough second baseman, otherwise I'd actually consider that. Interesting. I could get... No. I'm not overpaying for Jarrett Wright, Yankees. Nice try. Tony Gomez is a perfectly cromulent and average starting pitcher. I don't hate that deal, but I don't want to pay his whole salary if I do that. Would you pay his entire salary? No. You know what? I can live with this. Done. Sorry, I needed to trade from a position of strength to improve the team. How much money do I have now for free agents? I could still get Matt Morris if he's still around. But he's not. Matt Morris got signed already. Damn it. I could go after Mike Messina, but I'd only want to sign him for like a couple of years if I do this. Oh, hell no, I'm not getting involved in that bidding war. Not I could just make Markham start. John Lieber's control and nothing else. I don't hate Jason Beret as an option to give us a more established starting pitcher, but I don't think that's a great fit. What other positions do I need at this point? I've got a new catcher in Estalella. I've got a new backup in Kendall. An upgraded second base would go over really well with me, because Grappanino is going to continue to be very limited offensively, and Colorado can only do so much. But I can't afford Alex Rodriguez, can I? I mean, I would love to. My dude, here's my offer to you. If you will take enough less that I can sign you this year, I will give you this offer. Like, without hesitation, I will make this deal with you. I'd be shocked if that worked, but if it does work, oh my god. That would be incredible. He hasn't signed yet, but he also hasn't said no yet. Oh my gosh, I forgot to vote in the Hall of Fame. Look at that class, though. Ricky Henderson, Eric Davis, Tony Fernandez, and Tom Henke. Sorry, guys. It totally slipped my mind. I was so excited about the rest of the offseason. Come on, A-Rod. Do the right thing. You want to play in Colorado. Why are you taking so long? Come on, A-Rod. Think about it. You could hit like 80 home runs in a year in Colorado. What is his deal? Did he sign with somebody else? Wait, what? What happened? I didn't get any kind of, like, counteroffer chance. I guess he really wanted that full $13 million in season 1. Shit. Oh, that's a bummer. I was really kind of hoping we'd get him. Alright, let's look at second base, and I want somebody who is at least marginally competent offensively. Warren Morris is a decent hitter, but not a very good defender. I do think his bat would play very well in Colorado, but he's also kind of a terrible second baseman. Pokey Reese is a much better second baseman, but a lot more mediocre offensively. Mike Caruso is a good hitter for average, but not much else. Carlos Baerga. Okay, you costing nothing. Done. Sorry, but if you can sign Carlos Baerga, you have to. That's just science, guys. Okay, Brett Boone would be more intriguing if not for his terrible defense, which is funny because real life Brett Boone actually won a couple Gold Gloves, but not this version of him. Here we go. Pokey Reese is definitely better than Tony Grappanino. I don't think there's any disputing that. Royce Clayton, though, is almost as good offensively as Pokey Reese, and he's much better defensively. I think Royce Clayton is the play here. Yes, there are no starters that are good at second base. Fancy that. Is there anybody else interesting left in this free agent class? I could bring back Marvin Bernard. I'm not sure why I would. Man, nobody else here really does anything for me, which is really a shame. I wouldn't mind bringing in Mark Grace, actually. In case something happens to Derek Lee. I am a little concerned that he would get grumpy if he couldn't start. But I don't hate the idea. Yeah, nobody else here, leaps out at me as saying, this will make your team dramatically better. Which is fine. But I'm really sad that Alex Rodriguez didn't give me a chance to counteroffer. He's just like, nope, fuck you, I'm going to Chicago. Which makes me a bit sad. But it's fine. It is completely and utterly fine. It's what I wanted the whole time. It's not, but... Alright. Markham and Shenmeng Wong both are going to get an opportunity here. As is McKay McBride. I guess we can do Robinson and Castro, just because why not? And go ahead and do all of the things. Oh, that sucks. I was so excited, you guys. So excited about the idea of adding Alex frickin' Rodriguez to our team. Man, that would have just been absurd, right? Oh, what an opportunity that slipped through our fingers. Like, dude, I would have given you so much extra stuff if you had just been cool about it. If we would have been like, you know what, I like you guys. Here we go. I would have absolutely given you something extra. Alas, you have chosen poorly and are condemned to play for the Chicago White Sox, a fate some would argue is worse than death. I'm just saying. Actually, I have no problem with the White Sox. Unlike football, where there's very clear rivalries and teams that you hate, I don't think there's really a team I hate in the AL Central. I've never liked the Twins just because they kept screwing us over. But it's not like I hate the Twins. I've been to the White Sox ballpark. It's actually quite nice. I haven't been to Kansas City's yet, though. I lived in Kansas for years, but I never got a chance to go to a Royals game. The Tigers have been an afterthought, except that year they won the World Series, like in 2006, 2005, something like that. Yeah, I just don't care about most of the other teams in the AL Central, except the ones directly above us in the standings. Not like, say, in football, where if you're a Browns fan, you really despise the Steelers and the Ravens. So, anyways. Alright, let's talk. Let's talk about how we get down to our 25-man roster. I'm presently carrying 17 pitchers, which seems excessive. Alright, Denis Baez, you're getting waived. Carlos Silva goes to the minors. I know Chin-Man Wong might be a really interesting reliever, but I kind of don't want him in that role. I'd rather him be a starter. Wait, what did I do? I apparently turned him into a designated hitter. That's not what I said. I said starting pitcher, but thank you for trying. Here's the weird thing. I know that Markham has a lot more upside as a pitcher. But as of right now, I don't think Markham is as good as Wong. Because he's very much a strikeout-only pitcher. If he's not striking people out, Markham is going to get carved up in the majors. On the other hand, we know play sent into the minors, they're just going to make him pitch every single day. But I think Markham to the minors does make more sense. I'm gonna send Chris Capuano to the minors too. And that gives me 13 pitchers. I only want to carry 12. I think I'll send down McKay McBride. Alright, so that means Wong makes the roster. And now I just have to trim down the rest of the teams. Let's go ahead and get the pitching staff set up. Going to go to 5-man rotation. We're going to add in Wong. He's going to be another starting pitcher. Mike Gonzalez is too good a pitcher to only be doing anti-lefty work. And I like Radke's role in this bullpen of emergency starter, long reliever. I think that makes a ton of sense. Okay, this is great. Pitching staff is going to be fine. Probably. Alright, Carlos Lugo goes to the minors. Alright, if I were only picking one second baseman, who would I choose? Probably Royce Clayton, just because of his elite defense. But then again, Royce Clayton also works really well as a utility guy. I'm going to send you down. Cameron Crew is a good utility guy, but doesn't really hit. And Tony Garcia's defense only. Okay. So I think my first roster move is go ahead and confirm Royce Clayton. He's either going to be the starting second baseman or a utility guy. I haven't decided which yet. Castro to the minors. I like the idea of Baerga off the bench as an intriguing infield bat. I think there's a lot of value in that. So which second is the odd man out? It's probably Graffinino. And then we could have Clayton start at second and let Foxworth be the backup. Or hell, even let Baerga start at second and let Clayton be the utility guy. Either way, I think that gives us a better team right now. Mr. Graffinino, I would like to trade you for an intriguing prospect of some nature. When you can get Frank Francisco, I think you have to do it. I don't hate him at all. I actually think he might have a chance to break through with a little bit of success, but a little bit of luck. But alright. Here's the opening day lineup. Let's set that lineup up and try not to think about how Carlos Rodriguez or Alex Rodriguez stiffed us. I'm not mad. Yes, I am. I am full of anger and fury and sadness. Okay. So between Kearns, Mondesi, Jones, and Lee, we need a 2, 3, 4, and 5 hitter. And I think Kearns is the best choice for either the 2 or the 3. Let's try making him the number 3 hitter. Derek Lee hits cleanup. Raul Mondesi hits 5th. And Andrew Jones hits 2nd. This will let us take more advantage of his speed and hopefully make it so that teams pitch Kearns differently. Hitting leadoff will continue to be Carlos Guillen. I don't really see a better choice with this current lineup as currently constructed to lead off. So I need to fill up catcher, second base, and third base. Now Bobby Estalella has ridiculous power, so I'm going to let him bat 6th. We're going to let Mr. David Bell can hit 7th. And we're going to try starting Baerga at second. Doesn't have elite arm strength, but that shouldn't be as big an issue for second base. And I'm hoping that the offensive environs of Coors Field will make him into a very solid choice. I definitely want Royce Clayton starting once a week. I think that makes a ton of sense. And yeah, this is a really solid lineup. I don't think I'm going to mess with it too much. We're still very, very right-handed. I haven't really fixed that problem. But we do have a lot of switch hitters on the bench, which hopefully will make up for that. And then you can do what you want to here, game. Making Jose Guillen the DH actually makes a lot of sense. Okay. Alright. Man. Ugh. It doesn't annoy such as all those years that Sergio Lara stiffed us in the Pittsburgh series. But man, for a minute there, I had this vision of a truly absurd offense that would just score at will all the time. Alas, alack. We were unsuccessful. Fernando Cabrera wins Major Relieving Award. I'm just going to start throwing harder. Is that okay? My friend, throw as hard as your heart desires. Ooh, Denny Bautista picking up some heat on his fastball. That's going to be good for his career. Let us play some baseball games while I mute my microphone and get some drinks. Wow, 15 inning game, guys. 5-4. Wild. 300 homers for Andrew Jones. He's actually off to kind of a cold start, but I don't really care. Because it's like 5 games into the season. Let's not be ridiculous here. I forgot to check the waiver wire again. That's fine. 1 week for Derek Lee is kind of rough, but I'm not going to put him on the IL. We're just going to keep going. I do need to find a relatively competent backup first baseman. I think that's something that we need to make sure that we have in case he gets hurt in the future. I'm really stuck with Raul Mondesi and what I should do with him. Like, it feels like there's always big time outfielders available in free agency. I don't know, guys. Dominic Foxworth wants to stay here. Or Nick Foxworth. Dominic Foxworth is a cornerback. I don't think I want him back, though. I don't think I do. No, I don't think I will. Chris Young getting worse isn't something I wanted to see, though. I don't mind Carlos Baerga playing well, though. If he is, in fact, playing well. Fernando Cabrera is the best reliever in Major League Baseball. That's a pretty powerful advantage when you think about it. Friends, let's look at the team. So, the top part of the lineup is succeeding at a pretty comfortable rate. It could be better, it should be better. But I'm not annoyed with anybody except for maybe Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones kind of has to hit in that 280, 290 range to really take full advantage. But I'm okay with that. Andrew is still an amazing defender, and he's still playing well enough that I'm not going to mess with him. Bobby Estalella is really struggling, but he is drawing walks at a fairly good rate, and he is hitting the occasional homer. He's got to heat up, though. a big part of our secondary scoring is going to come from a player like a Bobby Estalella. But as long as he's making the pitchers better, I will punt a little bit on offense, maybe. Hey, Carlos Baerga is turning in a fairly okay season offensively. So he at least has worked out among our off-season moves. The starting pitching is still pretty gross. Wong is really struggling, which I guess isn't too surprising. But we can't pay too much attention to ERA in Colorado. That's not a thing we can do. I'd love to get a really top-tier starting pitcher, but the problem is it's going to be hard to find those. But let's check the trading block, just in case. Is there a top-tier? Nope. Just injured starting pitchers are available. I mean, is he better than Wong? Yes. I don't think there's any question he's better than Wong. I just don't think he's a good fit for the Rockies. Look, we're doing okay. I am concerned if we did make the playoffs that we don't really have the horses to take us deep into a season. How is Sean Markham developing? I mean, he has already pitched 30 games, as you do, apparently. Okay, his control's gotten a lot better, as has his movement. Because Chen-Meng Wang is struggling so badly, I think we have to call up Markham and either make Wang into a reliever where he can get a bit more stuff, or just send him to the minors. I think I'm going to send him to the minors and call up Markham. Because I think Markham is a better fit right now. Otherwise, bullpen is mostly pretty solid. Kevin Gregg decided not to strike people out this season, which is a curious decision. Gregg is struggling a little bit, but the rest of the bullpen is doing great. Well, now there's Doucherer, but that's fine. We will proceed for now. Losing David Bell for 2 months is somewhat problematic, actually. What is available in free agency among the batters of the world? Is there anybody who could handle third base? Like, at all? Oh, I know what I was going to do. I want to do customize. Fielding ratings at third, at least 50. Can any of you actually hit for contact? Or are you all only power hitters? Like, between Colburn and Sheets, what is Colburn's deal? He's more of a first baseman, but he is a captain. Some veteran leadership might go really well for this team. Andy Sheets is the better athlete, though. But he's also kind of a dick. Tony Batista is pretty solid, actually. But I think our best choice is actually going to be Greg Colburn. Let's go ahead and bring him in. I will sign you for the Major League minimum. Because I need a third baseman. And I don't want to play Clayton every day. Because I think Clayton's greatest value is going to be just moving from position to position. Alright. Let us now proceed forward. Carlos Baerga would like to stay with the Rockies, as would Bartolo Colon. Alright, let's do a little bit of projection here. Who is most important to bring back in order for the Rockies to continue to be successful? Okay. Bartolo Colon has done pretty well considering that he's been in Colorado. And his salary demands are not unreasonable. This seems like a pretty obvious choice to re-sign him. He's just a really solid pitcher. He seems to have figured out Coors Field. I think I'm going to go ahead and give him this contract extension. Maybe I can get him to give me a team option too. But yeah, I think bringing Cologne back makes a ton of sense. Raul Mondesi has been one of the best hitters for the Colorado Rockies for a long time. However, he is fragile, and he does want a very significant raise. Actually, not that significant. His demands are changing. But if I sign him, I can't sign anybody else to an extension. Maybe. We might check back in with him at the trading deadline and see what we could get for him. But Brad Radke, I'm not bringing you back. Not unless you wanted a significant cut in pay. Clayton or Baerga? I mean, of the two, probably Baerga would be my choice to keep. Does he want a big extension? He only wants one more year. I think I kind of want to hold on to my money, though. I want to see what happens later on. Austin Kearns, though. Kearns has consistently been one of the best players on my team. I think getting cost certainty by locking him up is a really smart idea. So I think we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and give him the contract he wants. He's worth it to me. And that'll help us decide how much else money we might have in the future. Cool. That seems reasonable. I'm not gonna drive this into the ground right now. Let's advance time just for a few days. Excellent. Mr. Greg Colburn, welcome to the Colorado Rockies. You're gonna slide right in and play some third base for us while David Bell is out. I guess I should slot you in for the other stuff too, right? Like you should be like there and there. I just kind of feel like Raul Mondesi is the most replaceable guy there. Plus, he's already 33. Man, Bayerga, I was even thinking about giving you a raise, but no, you had to get hurt. Look. I think Josh Robinson makes sense as a backup second baseman, but I kind of want to give it to Juan Castro instead, so I think I will. So Royce Clayton then becomes a starting second baseman, which kind of isn't what I was hoping for, but I will accept it. And then I need to reset the depth charts here. I don't mind Castro playing every now and again. There's no harm in that. There you go. And there you go. Alright, the Brads are going in opposite directions, as one might expect. Okay. Alright, a bunch of coaches' contracts are up. Let's have a chat with them. So first of all, all the minor leaguers, you can come back. Unless you suck. And Mark McLemore is fine, I guess. Okay. Ray Newman. You've gotten a really good pitching staff in Colorado. Welcome back. I'm not even going to hesitate. You get a new contract. Mickey Hatcher. It's not difficult exactly to hit in Coors Field, but you've still been amazing. So you can stay as well. Ed Armbrister, we have a pretty good staff right now. Let's go ahead and bring you back. Now, Jim Lefebvre, you've actually not gotten along as well, but I kind of like having some coaching continuity. So let's go ahead and bring you back for a nice little extension. Gotta keep the group together, right? The event efficiency is going to get a whole lot better with him playing Clayton instead of Baerga. So if that was your concern, it's about to be alleviated. Cologne and Kearns both are locked up now. I totally get that signing Kearns to this big new deal effectively stops us from bringing back Mondesi, but I think I'm okay with that. I think I've made peace with that. I'm gonna hope that we can get lucky and find ourselves some good eggs. Clayton, I can't guarantee you a starting role. That's the reason why I'm not offering you right now. Fernando Cabrera made it from Colorado. Very cool. Is that it? No, Raul Mondesi made it. Really? No consideration for, say, Derek Lee or Andrew Jones? Just 2 All-Stars this year. Okay. Alright. I mean, I know we're only a couple games over 500, but I thought we were better than that. Maybe not. And Bjorix Burgos. Oh, yeah. And Shenming Wong. He's already thrown 133 innings. That's pretty hilarious. It's just now July. Alright, unofficial trade deadline time. If anybody I trade for now can still be on the postseason roster. Okay. If we trade Raul Mondesi, let's talk about what we're losing. First things first, we're losing our best position player so far this year. I guess it's been kind of close. Like, Kearns and Jones are both right up there. So trading him is not a minor decision. But we're not going to re-sign him. That is absolutely the case. We're not going to bring him back. He's already 34. He's fragile. He gets hurt. I don't think it's smart business to bring him back. So this is the time to trade him. What do I want in return? I don't have another outfielder I trust to play every day. I don't think. Jose Guillen, maybe. Like, I wouldn't cry if Jose Guillen ended up being my replacement for Mondesi. I don't think he's anywhere as good, obviously. But I do think he could hold down the fort at least for a season if I had to. Danny Garcia, he might have something to show us given the proper opportunity. Who knows? He's not our long-term answer at outfield, but I think that's an appropriate decision to make. So then the question becomes, what do I want in return? I would love a young outfielder in return, but I don't think that's fair, and I don't think we're going to get one. I don't think anyone's going to give me a comparable player to Raul Mondesi for Raul Mondesi when they could just keep the player they've already got. That seems pretty short-sighted. A second baseman of the future would not go amiss at all. Or a starting pitcher. Those are competitions I'm thinking about. So let's begin by trading Mr. Mondesi. And let's just start by looking at hitters. What do you got for me? Now, Juan Uribe would be potentially an excellent fit in Colorado. He's not an amazing hitter, but he's pretty solid, and he's a really good defender. Uribe is the first guy I look at here and say, yes, there's some potential here. I could pick... If I could get Bird and Uribe, I would probably make this trade. Can I also get... Can I get Prince Fielder? No. Can I get Willie Mo Pena? Just for fun? No. Okay. Totally fair, right? Like, totally fair. What about Marlon Bird, though? All you want is one more player, but you're asking for players I can't really afford to give up. I could give you Ducherer. Would you throw in a prospect if I did? Probably not. Like, a Gabe Gross could be pretty helpful, but no, I think this is the best we can do. Let's do it. So now what we do is we go ahead and add Juan Uribe and Marlon Bird. And with the addition of Marlon Bird, does he take over? I think he might actually. I think he might actually be the best person to take over Jose Guillen. Because Bird is a better athlete and a little bit of a better hitter. Now that I've got Uribe, I don't need Royce Clayton. So what can I get for Royce Clayton? For him, I'm mostly looking for a young player. That's kind of my goal here, is to get an intriguing young player. Daniel Garcia certainly doesn't suck. Let's do it. And now I need a new relief pitcher. It could be McKay McBride, but I kind of want to bring up Wong and make him an emergency starter and long reliever. Plus, you can get in some middle relief every now and again. You know what? The game really seemed to like making a middle reliever. Let's do that and see how that works out. And then let's instantly slide in Juan Uribe at second base. And we're going to go ahead and put... So Marlon Bird isn't like your prototypical cleanup guy, or even your prototypical number 5 hitter, but I think on this team it'll be fine. Like, he's not going to be the cleanup hitter, though, normally. Let's bump up Jose Guillen there. And Carlos Guillen, quite frankly. And let's generate some new depth charts here. I don't mind Danny Garcia getting more regular playing time in left field. I think that's fine. I don't necessarily want him playing there every day, but I'm fine with him being there. I'm fine with him getting some extra playing time here and there. And then I'm going to let you go ahead and reset up your entire lineup the way you'd like it. So Uribe solves our second base problem. Plus, Juan Uribe used to play for the Rockies, if I remember right. No, he was with the White Sox. Well, he started with the Rockies. I was correct in that. But I remember him more clearly for the White Sox anyway. Okay. So this means that our number one party this offseason is going to be finding a permanent everyday left fielder. But for right now, I think Marlon Byrd and Danny Garcia are going to do a fine job. As well as Jose Guillen pitching in when we need him to. This seems like a pretty fair lineup, and I know we've definitely lost power with the loss of Raul Mondesi, but I think this sets us up better for the future. I truly do. I truly think we're a better team right now, and in the next 2 or 3 years, with Uribe replacing Clayton and Bird replacing, what's his face? Mondesi. Wow, he's already gone. I've just completely forgotten about him. Jose Guillen, I'm going to need you to do something for me. I want you to listen real closely. Shut the fuck up. That's what I need you to do for me. Jason Kendall, if you ever thought for 1/10 of 1 second that you were ever going to be a starter, you're delusional. And I think you know that you're delusional. Yes, I don't want my Colts. But thanks, though. Oof. Ramon Martinez betrays us. He's probably happy, though, to pitch in Philadelphia instead of Colorado. I know if I were a starting pitcher, I wouldn't want to pitch there. Yeah, maybe I should have considered Jason Repko. Or not. He's barely a competent left fielder. Alright, guys. Is there a move we can make to improve our chances of making the playoffs? Like, the starting pitching is pretty terrible, but, like, the game whines about defensive efficiency. It's because I don't know how it calculates it, but it doesn't do it correctly. Who here is actually being a bad defender? It's like, yeah, Greg Colbrun, okay, fine. But everyone else is at positive efficiency, so somebody else is screwing up here. Now, it is true that Carlos Guillen is a bit of a subpar shortstop. I think he's fine for right now, but we might want to consider replacing him in the future. Especially because his contract is quite expensive, and we're going to be having to deal with that at the end of next year anyway, so that may be one thing we have to consider. I'd love to get rid of David Bell. I think David Bell was a huge mistake. Like, I know we got a decent season out of him, but I think in my brain, we were like, we need a third baseman. And then we signed David Bell, and we instantly regretted it. How is Marlon Byrd doing with the Rockies? You know what? He's doing alright. He is doing alright. Bobby Estalella a little bit less so, but he is getting better. Anybody else I'd like to trade? I can't trade Kendall. I kind of would like to, though. I can't trade... I could trade Baerga, but he's hurt. Foxworth won't get me anything. I could try trading Radke. Like, surely somebody needs, like, a starting pitcher. I could trade Radke and save some money, maybe even get an improvement somewhere. Who knows? Who knows? If I needed a DH, I would go for Larry Walker. That'd be pretty dope, actually. Albert Bell, you say? There's an idea. Get a great big old thumper. But I don't think so. I think I'd rather get... I either want a young starting pitcher, or I want somebody that's a much more immediate upgrade. Rondell White, maybe. But I don't want a rental. Alright, Esteban Yan is not a starting pitcher, he's a reliever. The sooner he gets out of the rotation, the better he'll be. I don't hate Garrett Stevenson. I think he's got some talent, but he is going to be a free agent. Maybe I do go for Yan, but then I convert him into a reliever. Let's do it. This is more about just saving money, in case I wanted to make a different kind of upgrade. Yan, you're going to be a middle reliever. And Chen Meng Wang is going to shift into being the emergency starter. Because I bet if I turn you into a middle reliever, you're going to look a lot better. You look a little bit better. Most importantly, you're gone after this season, so I can live with that. Anybody interesting on the trading block? Really? You're trying to get rid of Matt Clement. Why? I don't want him, but I find it curious that you are so eager to get rid of him. Yeah, I'm not gonna take Carlos Delgado off your hands. Milwaukee trying to get rid of Ramon Hernandez, as predicted. Yeah, I just don't see anybody here that I really want to trade for, unless it was somebody like a Jeff Cirillo to take over from Greg Colburn at third. I guess there's a lot of attractiveness to that, actually, because he's a better hitter than Colburn. What would you cost me, Mr. Cirillo, if I were in the mood to trade for you? What would you cost me? You want Esteban Yan that badly? You can have him. Because Cirillo is a much better hitter than Colburn. And yes, I know that he won't be available come playoff time, but if I don't get better production out of third base, we're not gonna make the playoffs anyway. Cirillo. Plus, Jeff Cirillo also played for the Rockies in real life, which is kind of a fun little fact. I do need a reliever now, though. And I think McKay McBride is the dude here. I think we're going to make him a middle reliever that backs up as a specialist when we need him to. Alright, friends, I think that's enough trading for now. Let us proceed to the beginning of August. Yeah, if Wong can keep working on his talents, I think he'll still be a useful contributor even if he doesn't end up being a starting pitcher. Sean Markham looks pretty good. Hey, Danny Garcia, all you have to do to get regular consideration in left field is start hitting more frequently. And then I promise you'll get an opportunity. Jones is slipping a tiny bit. That makes me a bit sad. Same with Kearns. Cool. Think how much different the season will look if we'd gotten Alex Rodriguez, though. Oh my gosh, I can't get over that, can I? I mean, he's Alex Rodriguez. He's one of the best players in the history of Major League Baseball. How can you not want that on your team? You can have David Bell back. I'm inclined to just let Cirillo play third base the rest of the season and then let David Bell play again in the playoffs, if we make it. I think that's a good timeshare right now. Let David Bell just get some occasional pinch hitting appearances and then see where that takes us. Good for... Oh, Derek Bell. Okay. Let's just go right to the end of the regular season. Like, I can't trade. I can juggle the lineup a bit, but I don't know how much that would help. Like, what we need right now is we need a sustained winning streak. If we can win 5 or 6 games in a row, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Colburn, understood, but also no. Foxworth, I don't think you're a good fit for the future Rockies. Jose Guillen, shut the fuck up. See, all this time whining, you could be spending playing baseball better. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Wait, how important is this game? If we lose and the Rockies win, or if we lose, sorry, and the Padres win, then we have a final game to decide who wins the NL West. If I win the game, though, I'm in. So let's win good, guys. Let's get her done. Let's go back to the playoffs and see if we can make some magic again. We did it. No, we didn't. What the hell? Oh, the Padres must have lost too. So even though we lost in extra innings, as long as the Padres also lost, I still made it. Let's quickly check. Yep, poor timing by the Padres. Womp womp. Alright, so it is playoff roster time. Cool. David Bell gets to come back to play third base. And let's jump over here and do some depth chart generating, please. Garcia can start if the starter is tired. Unless I'm being unfair, like, has Garcia been wrecking shit this season? He's played effectively. And Marlon Byrd really hasn't. He's actually kind of struggled since coming to Colorado. You know what, game? Have it your way. You want me to play Danny Garcia? I'ma play Danny Garcia. Why not? Why the fuck not? Alright, let's get our rotation set. Who is our most expendable starting pitcher this season? It's probably Glendon Rush. Rush was a lot better last season for reasons I can't fully fathom, other than your decision that giving up even more home runs is cool. I think Rush is the guy who's left on the bench in terms of being like a middle reliever. And we're going to go with a 4-man rotation. It's going to be Gomez, Young, Cologne, and Markham. Markham, I barely know him. Okay. I don't love our chances, to be honest with you, but all we need to do is just stay hot. And by hot, I mean relatively warm. Relatively warm. Let's see here. Yep, Chris Young got lit up. Good job in extra innings. You love to see it. If we're gonna win this series, we gotta ball out in Colorado. That's a good sign. And we did it. Oh, look at that though, 12-8. That's Colorado Rockies right freaking there. And look who hit a home run in that game, Danny Garcia. Maybe I do want to be a French fry. I know the Astros were in the NL Central for so long. I remember those days quite clearly, but it's still, now because it's been so long, it still feels weird to not see them in the AL. It does feel a bit weird. Alright, now we have to face the Florida Marlins. Okay. This is all going to come down to, can we win one of the first two games and then destroy them in Colorado? I think that's what's going to have to happen if we're going to truly be successful here. Let's find out. I mean, we won the first game. That's a great start. Or we could win the first two games, both of them in extra innings. I don't mind that at all. We are defeated, alas. Oh, really, game? John Olerud, that wasn't cool. Oh dear, we got swept at home. That is not what I expected at all. I thought we would probably have a fair chance to dominate at home, and instead we didn't. Alright, can we win Game 6 to go to a deciding Game 7? We cannot. Damn. This is hugely unexpected. Now, this is a super tight series. I'm not mad, I'm not even annoyed that we lost. And to be quite frank, we were 2 games over 500, and we took a team that won 100 games to the limit. Like, if you think about it, there were 3 1-1 games in this series, and we barely won one of them. This game, I think, is probably the biggest missed opportunity. I mean, Bartolo Colon did get hammered, but I mean, it's fucking Colorado. It's going to happen. Yeah, if we would have been able to win Game 4, I think we would have been in much better shape. Wait, who melted down? I mean, Fernando Cabrera, this is extremely uncool. You fucked up, amigo. You fucked up hard. Giving up 7 runs in the 9th inning is not remotely okay, guys. I hope you feel bad for yourselves. Like, I don't know what happened. Actually, we can find out what happened. Let's take a look at the game log. So how did the Marlins just utterly dominate us in that game? So Cabrera comes in, nobody on base, but the game's already tied, right? Because of Glendon Rush coming in and an important inning. I don't know how that happens, but it did. Okay, so Mike Gonzalez. When did Mike Gonzalez actually pitch, though? Oh, no, he did pitch there. Yeah, he got out Garcia and Olerud, and then Shinjo doubled to score Olerud, who drew a walk. That's very Olerud energy there. But giving up a single to a lefty is kind of your job, but Tony Graffinino, that's why we lost. No. Okay, so how did this all come unglued? Single, walk, double. Okay, fuck you. Don't intentionally walk anybody. It's stupid as shit. I get it. you're trying to hope that you're able to get a double play, but I just don't agree with that decision at all. Yeah, it looks like John Orr just kept drawing walks. And then they just kind of broke it loose with Scott Cooper. He of the 230 batting average hitting a triple. That's the postseason, guys. That's the postseason. Sometimes you get unexpected heroes, and in this case, that's who it was. Like come playoff time, like our big bats performed fairly well. I can't really fault our hitting. It was the starting pitching, especially the bullpen. Like Fernando Cabrera coming unglued is not a great sign because he was meant to be one of our biggest advantages, and he just fucking sucked. The bullpen as a whole fucking shit the bed. But anyways, we made the World Series again. And I think this is a team that still has a lot to prove. And I think there's still plenty of time for this team to get better and better. Haha, Marlins, a twin swept you. Sucks to be you. Oh, my manager at AAA retired. That's not cool. Another 1-year deal? Really? Bro, I won the fucking World Series for you. No, this is a lie. Like, this is a flat out lie. I don't know why you're complaining about this. Like, it truly doesn't make any sense to me when the team efficiency is actually pretty solid. Yes, I know I don't have an elite shortstop. That's not the fucking point. The point is this made up bullshit stat is not accurate. It is not accurate. Anyway, let us talk about what actually happened this season. Yeah, look at this shit. Sure, Carlos Guillen is becoming a liability at shortstop. That's fair. I don't know what happened this season. He's normally much more sure-handed. Like, he's basically been a league average shortstop until this season, so something must have changed about him. I'm hoping this is just a fluke, but it is possible that we're going to need to find a new shortstop sooner rather than later. Fine. Let's focus on the offense, though. Andrew Jones really turned it up this year. Now, he's always been fantastic. He's what you want, a premium defensive player that hits at a very high level. What more could you want, right? Andrew Jones did very, very well. Austin Kearns, another outstanding season. I know he's not one of the very best players in Major League Baseball history, but for the Rockies, he's really good. I am concerned about the home run trend, though. I don't know if he's under too much pressure because the rest of the team isn't scoring enough or what his deal is. But he's not hitting as well as I would hope. I would expect him to be hitting 30 homers regularly, and he's not doing that. Derek Lee, a nice little campaign. He was healthy. What's changed about him? I actually can't tell. Like, offensively, he's lost a few points of slugging, but that's it. Other than that, he looks like he's more or less the same guy he's always been. Very curious. And this is what happened this season. Watch how quickly it drops off after the top three. Carlos Guillen remains a fairly okay hitter, but he can't be a leadoff guy. I need a reliable leadoff hitter to make the rest of the team better. He's also not playing very well defensively, so I think Carlos Guillen replacing him with a quality piece would really improve our team's chances. Marlon Byrd didn't do so hot for Colorado. Danny Garcia did. I think Danny Garcia, as of this moment, has an inside track on potentially being one of our starting outfielders next year. Juan Uribe was pretty great with Colorado. A lot of his negative value came from playing poorly in LA. David Bell was both hurt and ineffective when he was healthy. Bobby Estalella is easily a huge disappointment. Can he be better next season? Maybe, but I paid a lot of money for him. And his first year was pretty drastically terrible. So, at a minimum, we're going to want to replace shortstop, and we're going to want to find a starting everyday left fielder. Who that ends up being, I'm not sure yet. Let's talk about pitching. Our pitching staff, given the restrictions of pitching in Coors Field, is actually reasonably okay. And it is conceivable that with a really great shortstop, manning shortstop, that we would have been even better. Because you look consistently, their FIPS are much lower than their ERAs. This is a classic example of when a team's defense is letting down their pitching staff. Fernando Cabrera turning ice cold in the playoffs is one of the key reasons we got bounced. Like, if your guys are giving up homers, the best defense in the world won't stop that. But it looks very apparent to me that comparing ERA to WHIP, or FIP, that some of our players are victimized by bad defense. And I think Guillen is a big part of that. I think Guillen needs to be replaced quite badly. So, how do I rank this season? I think this season is fine. We got deeper than I expected to in the playoffs, which is lovely, and we even made the playoffs. Like, let's not hide the ball here. If we had lost one more game during the regular season, we don't even make the playoffs. Sean Markham shows us we have a bright future at the rotation, and Tony Gomez was a very good pickup. Chris Young continues to be a workhorse, as is Bartolo Colon. If we could get a premium starting pitcher, I'd feel better about our chances in the playoffs. But in order to make it back to the playoffs consistently, we need a better offense. We just have to have one. Whether that's Juan Uribe cutting loose next season, whether that's Bobby Estalella, like, figuring out how to hit again, whether that's upgrades from other players, who knows. I do know that Carlos Guillen is on borrowed time. And if I can get a better shortstop in free agency or in the draft, you best believe that I shall. Yeah. My friends, that concludes today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope the microphone worked pretty well. Again, let me know in the comments if you prefer a little bit of a tinnier sound, but that has hopefully a little bit less background noise, or if you'd rather I go back to the desktop mic. Until next time, my friends, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.